today I want to show you as well what else is possible using onion skins on leather, on feathers, on silk, on cotton, jersey cotton, 100% calico cotton. So the sky is the limit, really. There's so many things available to us just by using onion skins. After I show you that, I also want to show you what color can you expect when you use some of the natural dyes that I teach all my students to start off with, which are, there's a list of 10. So I want to show you there's a lot of stuff happening behind here. I want to go through some of those dyes and some of the things that you can do so that you've got like a broad vision of what natural dyes can do for you within your creative practice. So let's have a look. So this is what we've just done. So we have dyed wool yarn using 50% weight of the fiber. But I wanted to show you that depends on the type of wool that we use, it will take differently. And there's no right or wrong, that's just how it is. Each wool will take the color slightly different. And this is a matter of testing just to see what kind of color you can get from the type of wool you're using. So these are 3 different types of wool here from New Zealand, and you can see the 3 of them took quite differently the color. The wool roving took exactly the same to this type of yarn, and these 2 took differently as well. Also, something that I'm very passionate about is modifying the color once it's been dyed. So in this example, this is the original color that we got from using onion again at 50% weight of fiber. And here I went ahead and I added to that dye bath, I added 1 tablespoon of citric acid powder. And as you can see, the color took on a very different kind of tone. It became more orangey. It tends to become a little bit more brighter and lighter. And then I went ahead and I modified this piece of wool fabric with iron powder. And as you can see, there's a big difference between the 2. So you can play around just by adding some iron powder or citric acid to the actual dye bath after you have gone through 1 hour of dyeing. I also wanted to show you how well onions performed on 100% cotton. So this is cotton jersey, so it's got a bit of stretch, and it just it gave us that bright orangey goldy type of color. This is at a very low ratio, and this is silk organza. So as you can see, we got more of like a lime type of yellow. This is silk habo tie, which I dyed using an ombre style. So what I did here is I basically dyed it at different intensities during different periods of time. So that performed really beautifully as well. So let me show you on leather. Look how gorgeous how the color has taken on leather. So this is the leather before being dyed, and this is the leather, 2 different types of leather. So these 2 are kangaroo leather, and this is lamb's leather, sorry. And as you can see, these 2 are the same ratio. This is 50%, 50%, and this is 30% weight of fiber in terms of the leather in relation to the onion amount. So as you can see, we're getting beautiful color on leather as well. Another great example as well is have a look at these beautifully dyed feathers, natural feathers. So let me show you. This is the undyed feathers, and this is the kind of beautiful yellow that we got from the feathers. Isn't it gorgeous? Yellow and orange color. Just depends on the type of feather how the color took. In some cases a little bit more yellow, in some cases a little bit more orange. Another really cool thing that I wanted to show you is that you can use onion skins like here. These have been eco printed on silk. So this is silk, and all these prints are onion skins. Look how beautifully how it has taken on, just so intense the print takes on that sort of copper color. Isn't that gorgeous? These are eucalyptus leaves, but this is just onions, onion skins. And this is another way in which I printed with onion skins. Obviously it's using a different eco printing techniques, but I just wanted to show you this one because it's the same onion skin, and look how different results you can get. So it's quite versatile. These ones are some little samples that I did when I was doing a range for babies in cotton fabric. Those little strips there, those are onion skins. You can see it here in this little baby suit. Let me show you. See, all of these are onion skins, and they just go beautifully with the flowers that I was using at the time. I was trying to tie the copper of the color of the onion with the center of those flowers, and they turned quite nicely. These are all different ways of printing with onions on different fabrics. These are all cottons, by the way. This is like a light cotton weave. I did a series of scarves actually for this one. As you can see, it looks like gold. It truly prints like gold when you use it in combination with this technique. This is a very, very light type of cotton, and this is like a calico, 100% calico cotton. And like I said before, this is silk. But I also want to show you what happens on paper. Let's have a look at the application of onions on paper. So if you have been on my eco printing on paper course, you would see that I try to grab anything and everything I can print with on paper from nature, and onion is one of those things. So these are two examples. They're both little strips of onion, but applied with different mordants on paper. This is watercolor type paper. Also, I love to use onions in combination with iron finishings on paper to create that sense of antique looking paper and sort of like journal or personal stationery. I love that kind of look. And I also use it to create little boxes. This is like a little box that I've created. You can, if you've got my eco printing paper course, you'll see this one. And these are little squares of onions, and these are little strips. And I created the paper, and then I turned it into a little box. As you can see, all the creases are there to create a box. These are just like straightforward journal pages. And these, I wanted to show you this as well, because what this is eco printing on paper, but using onion blankets. So all this yellow background color that you see there, that has been applied by overlapping it with it was a fabric onion dyed blanket, and it creates this really intriguing type of results. I like this one. This one is with in combination with hibiscus, cosmos, and eucalyptus leaves, and these are all little cosmos flowers. So as you can see, there's many applications, and the sky is the limit, and look at everything that is possible by using onion skins, and how different all the looks can be as well. Okay, so I hope that you're super excited and inspired to see everything that is possible with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of knowledge as to how you can easily apply onion skins on all these types of, you can do it on wools, on cottons, on silks, on, what else did I show you, leathers, feathers, paper. Really, the sky is the limit, and not only the different types of fibers, but how different one technique looks from the other. It really depends on how you apply those onions, those natural dyes, that will create the difference. But onion skins is really just the tip of the iceberg. By now you would have received my little gift, my little PDF, in which I was sort of like helping you identify all the natural colors inside this blanket. Now this blanket is very very close to my heart. I loved making this blanket. It started as a little recording. You know, I love my data sheets. As you can see, I've got all my data sheets there. And I thought, oh, I'll start doing little combinations, little granny squares of how the colors go really well together. The thing is that when we are working with natural materials, like we are when we are using natural dyes, all the colors go greatly together because nature is so wise, right? So we don't really need to worry about what color goes with what, because they all go together. And I feel as though this blanket, it's living proof of that. So let me show you what kind of other type of colors are available to you when you use natural dyes. So I don't know why I've got white wool there. So logwood. Logwood is one of my favorite natural dyes as well. And look at the variety that you can create in terms of the purple color that you can get from them. This is wool as well. So they're all different types of wools, and they've been all dyed with different ratios, different intensities. This is linen, this is cotton, and these two are silk. As you can see, different tonalities, and this is a very open, sort of like rough weave of linen. So they're all different on purpose because I use different ratios. They are all different. I like to create different varieties of the same color. For example, here, this deep purple is 100% wool, and this is 100% silk yarn. And I use them in different intensities as well. One of my really truly favorite ones is cochineal. And cochineal, let me show you, I love creating different colors of pink. I like the light pinks, I like the bright pinks, and I also like to create this sort of like ombre looking effects. Another one of my super favorite ones is madder root. And madder root gives you this beautiful orangey color, brick color, but it also gives you this very sort of intense red. I think my favorite is this intensity of madder. But again, every this is alpaca wool, that one here, and this is merino wool. And depends on the ratio that you use, the type of color that you're going to get. Another thing that I love doing is doing these variegated effects on my wools at the time of dyeing. So then you can create these beautiful sort of effects on your knitting projects or on your crochet projects. So as you can see, literally the sky is the limit. So if you are at this stage wondering how you can take it one step further, how you can really hone in the skills that you got in this video training series, or if you are ready to start creating this kind of natural color with good performance, because these are all natural dyes that are here to stay. This particular sampler, this has been in my wool for 2 years and is as bright as when I did it. So as long as you prepare all your fibers correctly and you follow the process as it's laid out for you, you're guaranteed good results. And once you've got that framework, once you understand how the natural dyeing world works, you can go ahead and just start trying different dyes, try different fabrics, try different ratios, try different intensities, because that's when you get really creative, and that's when you can really start developing your own style or applying natural dyeing to your own creative practice.